Now I'm going to demonstrate several convincers here, and of course convincers are the things that we do during the pre-talk that help a person who's never experienced hypnosis before understand the process and become comfortable with the process. That's really all that a convincer is. And so Paula, she's agreed to let me do some demonstrations here, and I'm going to go through a bunch of different convincers, demonstrating each convincer so you can see how it would be done if I had a real client here. And of course, Paula is also going to be the person that we're going to go through the whole process with. I'm going to do a pre-talk, I'm going to do a complete induction, I'm going to do the deepener, I'm going to demonstrate the basic process of hypnosis, and Paula is going to help us with that. Now, this is actually my office where I see clients, and when I first meet clients, they come in the door and they sit right where Paula's sitting, and I sit here in my chair. And this is where I do the whole pre-talk. Now, often, I use a very simple convincer. This convincer really is a process of normalizing hypnosis, and I don't think it even has a name. It's so simple. It's simply called helping a person understand what hypnosis feels like. And so if I were visiting with Paula for the first time, and she of course came here because she wants to experience hypnosis, she made an appointment, but she still might wonder what the process is going to be like. So she might ask me, you can go ahead and ask me, what does hypnosis feel like? What's this going to be like?
What's hypnosis feel like? What am I going to experience?
A lot of people actually wonder what hypnosis feels like, and that's probably the most common question for individuals to ask me when they come into the office here. And so before we go any further, just close your eyes and sort of scan your body, relax the muscles in your body. Anywhere you have tension, if it's in your shoulders or in your back, just let it go. And I'm not going to hypnotize you here, just with your eyes closed, in your own mind, count to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now go ahead and open your eyes. Open your eyes. That's exactly what hypnosis feels like. It feels like you're sitting in an office and somebody's counting from 1 to 5. But it's a state of deep relaxation. And in that state of relaxation, we can access that part of the mind that's most creative and that part of the mind that learns the best. And so the whole time that you're in my office, you're always going to be in control. You're always going to feel comfortable. It's just going to feel like you're in a deep state of relaxation. And that's actually the most frequent convincer that I use in my work in my office. A process of simply helping a person who's never experienced hypnosis before remove the mystery, remove the mysticism, and basically understand that this is a learning process. This next convincer that I'm going to demonstrate is probably the most popular convincer used by stage hypnotists. Whenever I see a stage hypnosis show, whether that's in Las Vegas at a comedy club or a state fair somewhere or a cruise ship, I often see stage hypnotists begin their show by using this convincer. Now, this convincer is called the fingers drawn together convincer. And I use this in my office, not very often, but I do use this when I have adolescents in my office. One of the reasons why is this gives them something to take home with them. You see, when an adolescent comes in here, whether it's for test-taking performance or sports performance, their friends, when they get home, are going to say, "You went to a hypnotist? What happened?" Mm-hmm. And this gives them something to show them. I also use this convincer every now and then with a person who I think really needs to sort of see the process of hypnosis. It's a little more interactive and involved than simply closing the eyes and counting to 5. And so intermittently with clients, I do use this convincer in my office here. And so it's really pretty simple. Let's say you are a client who came in here and you wanted to know, exactly, hey, I want to lose weight or I want to manage my pain. How does hypnosis really help me? So go ahead and pretend you're a client who came in here for something specific and just try to get a handle on it, how it's really going to be beneficial to you.
Well, that's what I don't really understand. I get the concept of hypnosis, but I don't understand how it's really going to work and how it's going to be beneficial and how I'm going to know that something's happening.
Oh, okay. A lot of people come in here and they ask that question, exactly how does this process work? And really, it's all about using the creative mind. It's all about using your capacity to produce response. And so here, let me explain it by actually showing you something that's really pretty cool. Here, go ahead and just close your hands together, just like this, okay? And don't worry, I'm not going to hypnotize you here. But hold out your 2 fingers about 1 inch apart, just like that. Now, I want you to stare at a spot directly between those two fingers. And as you stare at a spot directly between those two fingers, focus on that spot and imagine two powerful magnets on the ends of your fingers. Imagine two powerful magnets drawing closer and closer together. Magnets are polarized. They pull closer and closer. See those magnets, want those magnets, see those fingers drawing closer together, magnetized together, drawing together, almost touching, almost there. Touch the fingers. Perfect. Absolutely. Now, you can go ahead and unclasp your fingers. Now, the remarkable thing here is that I asked you simply to hold your fingers out and stare at a spot between them. And when I asked you to, nothing happened. You just stared at the spot between your fingers. Mm-hmm. But as soon as I said, imagine two powerful magnets between those two fingers, that's where the imaginative mind kicks in. And when the imaginative mind kicks in, it produces response. And did you notice your fingers automatically...
They did. I was like, wow, they're moving.
Exactly.
I can feel that. They're moving.
And, of course, this is a very... I've actually... One day my son was 12. He came home from school and was like, hey, Dad, let me show you something really cool. And he showed this to me. Obviously, he had learned it at school. Mm-hmm. But it's just a great way to understand and conceptualize how using that creative part of our mind, visualizing those two powerful magnets, actually produces a response. So during our hypnosis session, I'm going to give you suggestions that are going to help you to use that imaginative part of the mind. And when you do, it's going to produce a very real response. And you're going to be able to more effectively alter the metabolism to change weight, decrease the intensity of pain, whatever the issue is. And so that's how I would use that really popular convincer from stage hypnosis here in clinical work. Now, your assignment, of course, since this is an at-home learning course, is to find somebody you can practice this with and just guide them through the process. And if you find a teenager, you're in luck because they're going to have a lot of fun with this. Now, I mentioned earlier I use this with a lot of my sports performance kids. Sometimes top athletes, they're 14, 15, 16, they're heading off to the Olympics. And when I do sports performance, they say, I've heard the top athletes use hypnosis to improve performance, but how is it really going to help me? And this is a great way to produce a performance response to an idea. Mm-hmm. And so this convincer can really fit into a lot of different types of hypnosis.